Makes a lot
Hello,
of sense.
everybody. It's Scotty T, and I have an amazing actor, comedian, host, podcaster. This guy's done everything.
That
Jamie
works well.
Kaler is here, everybody. How are you? How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. The timing is
It's so
perfect.
nice to meet you. We've never met.
No, not formally. No. And
No,
no.
I spent the whole day watching all the stuff you've done.
Oh, that's you
You're an
actually.
amazing guy, man.
Oh, that's very kind of you. You actually put some work in and do research. I'm
Well,
like
I
you. I
do
host
because listen,
shows.
it's about respect to you. Every guest that comes on my show, my name's on the door. I show respect to every person that comes on.
Well, I appreciate that.
So let's start. You're in Los Angeles,
Yes.
but you weren't born and raised in Los Angeles.
No, no. I grew up in New Hampshire.
Right.
Uh, Hooksett, New Hampshire, just outside Manchester. So
Okay.
small we didn't even have a high school. I had to get bussed into Manchester to go to high school.
Okay. Now, did you know early on when you were young that you were going to work in the entertainment industry? Or how did that happen?
No, not at all. I was ROTC in college. I was a
Right.
Navy guy. So
Yeah, I got that written down. You
my
were in the Navy for 5 years. Thank you for your service.
thank you for letting me serve. It was the year after Top Gun came out, and it was a good time to be in San Diego in my dress whites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. I was super shy as a kid, but I
Okay.
was always funny. I always had a sharp tongue. I'm going through it right now with my daughter.
Yeah.
I've been trying to teach her that you can use it as a weapon, but if you put a smile on your face, it becomes funny. And so
Right.
she's 12 and we're dealing with, if you say a sarcastic comment and you're frowning and you're snarling, you come off like a jerk. But if for some reason you say it
Yes.
with a little chagrin, a little smarm, then they go, "Oh, that guy's same
I saw
sentence."
your daughter had a motorized scooter, and that was funny as heck.
Yeah, I gave in. I got her. My wife was not
That
happy.
was a great video. But let's keep going because, and again, I apologize if I get some of this wrong because I never know the truth when you guys are on stage or what you do. You were in the Navy for 5 years and you left to become an actor, and your dad was really happy about it.
Yes, sarcastically happy. He was very upset. He just kept saying, "Just do 20. You get a pension after 20."
Right.
And honestly, now that I'm out, it would be nice to have that pension going. But yeah, he was pretty pissed. And so he each year on the anniversary, I mean,
Yeah, no, I
you act
saw it.
you ask if my act is true. It's verbatim. I wish I was a
Yeah.
better joke writer. I really just tell crazy stories that have happened to me,
Yeah.
and that's what's funny. And he really did do that. I was in California. I'd been out for like 2 years. I think might have done a SeaWorld commercial. I was in an improv group, and I was like, I'm gonna act. I was almost 30,
Right.
and I got a letter from my dad. It was just an envelope addressed to me. I was like, what? I opened it up. There was no letter. It was just one newspaper clipping from the
Of the
Navy
fencing.
Times pay scale, and he had taken a highlighter and
I thought you
highlighted
would
what
make,
I
yeah.
would be earning had I stayed in, and then he wrote in the margin, "Pretty good, huh?" That was it. That's all. There was nothing. I'm trying not to do that with my kids. I always tell my
Yeah.
kids when they play soccer, and I've been doing this thing, soccer dad. That's kind of been really funny
It
about
is
like
funny.
being the screaming guy. Come on!
Yeah.
And I always tell my kids, I go, look, I don't care if you win or lose or anything. All I care is that you put effort in.
Yeah.
Like if we go through all this and I see you on the field and you're just standing there and you don't really want to play, I go, what are we doing here,
Yeah,
man?
right,
And I
exactly.
think that with anything, like
Yeah.
whether it's academics or anything, I go, just show up. That might have been what the Navy taught me the most. Show up and put some effort in.
Yeah,
That's all I
absolutely.
ask, man. I don't care how you do, just effort. But yeah.
Yeah. That was the way my father was. Well, I want to touch on TV because man, you've done a ton of it. My Boys, Friends, Will and Grace, How I Met Your Mother, Parenthood, King of Queens, The Middle, that 70s show, and that's just a few of them. But my question is, do you have a favorite memory? I did watch one podcast where you mentioned Gene Wilder and another one Bob Saget. Are there favorite? And you can do whatever you want, my friend. It's your
Well, those were
compliment.
great. I mean, Gene Wilder, I mean, that was really early on in my career, and I got to work with Gene Wilder. I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap. And then I did a bunch of episodes of Will and Grace, and I mean, we had Jeff Goldblum on the
Okay.
show, and he played my boss too. And Lily Tomlin played my boss.
Okay.
So every time I went back to Will and Grace, Harry Connick was on it, Bobby
Okay. I
Connick,
remember that.
driver, and they were all like, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this story. This is crazy. And it was, I don't think it was the Gene Wilder one because I was too terrified to bring my family out. But my mother was a huge movie fan. It's probably where I got it from. Like,
Okay.
name a movie, she'd tell you the whole
Right.
cast. And so I'm like on my second or third Will and Grace. And so I fly my mother out with my mother's really old at that point. She was 42 when I was born. So she had to be in her 80s by this time.
Okay.
And so I fly her out, and she's in the audience with my sister. Jim Burrows directing. I think Jeff Goldblum, Lily Tomlin, somebody's in it.
Yeah.
And during the whole shoot, even when nobody's laughing, you can hear my sister like cackling, like she thinks she's helping the taping. She's never been to a TV taping, and I go up to her. I go, "Hey, listen, you got it. We all can hear you. You have to stop."
Back her down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then so we shoot. Even the director comes over to me and goes, "Hey, you got to tell your sister to shut up." And so I tell her, "Seriously, you're gonna fire me. You need to shut up." And so it goes okay, but it's super. When your family's there, they don't understand what's
Yeah.
happening.
Right.
So
Right.
I bring them back
Oh
after
no.
the show. Since I've done 3 episodes, they say, "Hey, do you want to come back to the writers' room for the after party?" Which is
Okay.
just the writers and the cast. And I'm like, I go, my mom's here with my sister, and they're so nice. They go, "Oh, bring her back." My mom gets starstruck very easily, so she comes back with me. I'm really like, I shouldn't do this. This is a mistake. I should leave, but I want to go back. And so I bring my mother and my sister back. They walk into the writer's room. My mother looks at Minnie Driver and goes, "Oh, you're the woman from the movie with the monkey heart, the monkey heart movie." And Minnie Driver is like, "What is happening?" She's freaked out.
Yeah.
And you probably don't remember. There's a movie she does with David Duchovny where they
I
put a monkey
do.
heart into it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so basically, my mother is walking around the room, just going up to every
Yeah.
celebrity. This isn't a public party. It's in a
I know.
writer's room, and she is like, and everyone's like, "Get this woman away from me!" And I'm like, "Ma, you got to get away from these people." And then I had like one drink, and then I got home. I don't think I slept that night. I was like, "I'm never going back to Will and Grace."
Let's shift to comedy, if you don't mind, because again, I don't want to, because you've done so much acting, anything else as far as you've done so much. I'm going to put your IMDb, and you continue to do stuff, right?
I do. I did Tacoma FD the
Right.
last few years with the Super Trooper guys. I was
Yeah.
Captain
Love
a
it.
couple months
Love
ago.
it.
Couple commercials this year, and yeah, I did a SWAT episode. So
Yeah.
yeah, acting's still
Yeah.
going. Yeah, it's great. And I'm starting to do a lot more stand up. I'm starting to tour again.
Okay.
I honestly took the last 12 years off to raise my 2 kids.
Yeah.
My wife travels for her job, so I was like, well, one of us had to stay home, so I stopped touring, and I
Boy, nice
basically
segue into your special called Homeschooled, and we're going to do comedy now. We're going to shift gears from the acting to comedy, if that's all right.
sure, and you can link
You,
that. That's all. That's up on my YouTube page.
yeah,
You
no,
can.
I'm going to put everything. Well, Jesus, back her down there, Hot Rod. I'm going to put, when this airs, all the links in the description
All
to everything you do.
right.
I didn't spend all this time doing all this
Listen, man, you
research,
have to
not to.
stop yelling. You got to stop yelling at me, man. Come on now.
Sorry. I don't. I don't have. I don't have like a medium. I only have like a full tilt.
Listen, I get it.
Especially when I do these, and I'm trying to make this thing funny. Plus, do everything. Your comedy special, Homeschooled. Tell people about that.
No, no,
And
you tell people about it.
okay, I will if you want, because it was COVID. You were
It was COVID.
teaching the kids at home.
It
It's
was.
about honesty. What you do.
It's funny too because I was
Don't
telling
Hey, don't
somebody.
piss me off. Don't
Hey,
get me pissed off now. I like you.
come on now, man.
Let's keep it that way.
I
Netflix, no. Go
was
ahead.
lucky.
You're on the air. You're
You're
back
on
on
the
the air. Go
air.
ahead.
You
You're
telling me?
back on the air. Go ahead, my friend.
My
Your
I
comedy
forget what we were.
special,
I forget what we were
Homeschooled.
talking about now.
Tell everybody about it. Or do
My
you want me
comedy
to keep
special,
going?
Homeschool. I will if you'll stop talking. I will. Yes, I will. I will. I will tell you all about it. I we were in COVID, and I had a first grader and a third grader, and I was late 50s trying to survive, and I homeschooled two kids for like 18 months because we're in Los Angeles and the whole place shut down.
Right.
And I ended up writing a whole album about it, about basically homeschooling my kids.
Yeah.
And for anyone who lived through the pandemic, man, it was not. A whole generation's been destroyed, by the way, with no social skills whatsoever. And so yeah, I wrote this whole comedy special, and it turned out pretty good. And thank you for that. It's on my YouTube channel.
You also have a dry bar comedy special.
Now you're not going to talk at all.
No, well, you listen. You
I
get
did
it both
hesitate
ways,
to dry
brother.
bar.
You get. I never how these are going to go. I do
I
my
like.
best. You have a dry bar comedy
I know, man.
special. You have a dry bar
I
comedy
do.
special, and I've had a lot of people on that have done not a lot, but a few. Jan Karam and different people. How was that?
Mhm. It was super fun, and they were amazing to work with. And my buddy Brian Kiley did one. I did one with Andy Hendrickson. Adam Carolla was in the same session I was doing. So it's becoming, I think, it's funny. I did a comedy club recently, and it was like 6 or 7 people on the lineup, and I went last, and everybody before me was filthy, like filthy, dirty, like sex and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I don't have a problem with it. It's fine. But I went last, and I was squeaky clean, and still it went great, and the audience really enjoyed it. And then I was talking to the sound booth guy after. He's like, "Holy cow, man, that was." He was almost taken aback by like, "You were clean because you didn't swear at all." And I go, "Nah, I didn't swear at all." And I can swear. Don't get me wrong. I'll drop some bombs, but I I think you do better, and it's like it's just harder to get laughs when you're clean.
No, there's a lot of people I've had on. Kathy Ladman. Different people talk about working clean. Francis DiLorenzo does
Yeah.
cruise ships, and working clean. There's again. I want to stop talking. Um, you mentioned
No,
Brian.
stop that now. No, come on. Now,
You
come
mentioned
on.
you mentioned Brian Kiley, and I want to thank Brian because that's how we got together. How did you guys meet?
That is true. And I just texted me like 5 minutes ago about something else. Yeah, I love it. He's the best. He's the best.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Wendy Liebman was on my show. Oh no, I can't say. She said he was a genius. Brian Kiley
Kylie?
was a yeah
Oh, well, I mean, he was Conan O'Brien's monologue
writer
writer
for
for
20
like
years. Yeah,
yeah. So
amazing guy.
he's one of the best joke writers I've ever seen. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, I hesitate to bring this up. Well, no, we'll do the first podcast, the Parents Lounge.
Yes. What were you hesitating to bring up?
You lighting yourself on fire on stage.
Why why are you hesitant to bring that up? Well, I don't know why. It was a great time. It was the early 90s. We were doing sketch comedy, and I had this sketch that I was on a first date at a girl's house, and I keep getting horribly injured. And that's the joke. My hand gets stuck in a window. It's like all pratfalls. I'm sure my back is hurt now because of that sketch that we did for 6 months. And at one point, I was lighting candles on the stage for our like romantic dinner, and I would lean over to light a candle, and I had put flammable gel all over my sleeve. I don't know. Looking back now, it seems insane, but back then it was hilarious. And so I would go to light it, and my arm would catch fire from my shoulder to my wrist, and then I'd run around the stage and try to go. Ah! But if you did that now, somebody would call, like
Right.
film it, call the police. You'd probably get arrested.
Do you have comedians that inspired you and comedians that you like now?
Sure, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was always a Pryor guy. I loved Richard
Okay.
Pryor. And I think that's why I'm more autobiographical. Like I just love that he could turn horrible stories of his life into uh, comedy. But I think coming up when I was like of an age where I was going to clubs and watching Brian Regan, Richard Jeni, Bobby Slayton,
Wow.
Wendy Liebman for sure,
Richard Jenny. I
Kathy Ladman,
remember
that whole
Richard Jenny really
gang. Like
well.
you just knew if you Jake Johansson, I
Yeah.
used to watch all the time. And so I think that era, I mean, I'm going to see Jon Stewart, Jerry Seinfeld. You just knew if you went to the improv, you were going to see an amazing talent, right? And nowadays it's totally the opposite where
Ugh.
you don't
Ugh.
know who's going to be at the club and they have to fill the house and you don't even there's no morning radio. It's like if you don't have your own following going into a club, then you know, you can't get booked really without a
Right.
following anymore.
Yeah, you have to have 10,000 followers minimum or something, right?
Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah.
And they're not good. They're not funny. Well, I didn't see
Yeah,
them.
some, the cream always rises, but for sure
Some are, yeah.
some people are good at social media, but that doesn't always translate to being good on stage.
Well, I'm trying to keep quiet, but I do have a question about
You
that.
stop that. Stop
No,
that.
you upset me now. My feelings are hurt.
I know. I
I'm
know. I
trying to
know.
behave. I was
was
trying to
I
have
was
fun. I was trying to have
partially
fun, and it's your comedy minute for God's sakes. I'm just trying.
listen to me, you son of a gun. Listen, I'm from Boston and you're from Philly. So we have that attitude. Like, it's this will segue into a little story. My daughters.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so,
Hey, I'll
you know,
keep quiet.
no. So my mom, the moms group, right? You'll get a call, and the call will be like, your daughter. They'll say like bullying my child or something, and I'll be like, wait, did she punch her in the face? And she's like, no, but she said something that hurt her feelings. I go, well, that's a you problem. 'Cause, right? But like if I only pick on the ones I love because I'm from Boston, you're from Philly. Like if my friends and I aren't like just destroying each other as we talk,
Absolutely. Yeah.
they're not our friends. It's like Schubert. Schubert, you got a Schubert vibe to you because you got the Philly. And so
That's some kind
every
of
time I'm
vibe.
with Schubert, it's just we're two like redheaded Irish guys just screaming at each other the whole time, and it's my favorite thing of all time. I love Schubert. Yeah.
Good, good.
So
I
if I
told you.
like if we're cracking on each other, we just
I'm
don't
just
know
trying to
each
have
other.
fun, brother. I'm just trying to have fun. I told
That's
you when we
all we do,
started.
baby.
Um, I do want to ask about this because you kind of brought it up as far as the Instagram reels and TikTok and that kind of thing. And I got to admit, you do a ton. And I think it's great because you put them on YouTube. A lot of these people are not smart enough. If you're going to put it on Instagram and put it on YouTube, throw them up. I know they're not doing well, but just keep doing it.
So I've only started that like a month ago, and so here was the deal.
It's
I did.
fantastic, though.
Thank
It's
you so much.
autobiographical. It's wonderful.
You're so kind. And honestly, people have been reaching out. So here's what happened. I was touring all the time in my
Right.
40s. And then I was doing stand up and acting and doing whatever and we had the kids and my wife started like traveling, so I literally stayed home. So in the back of my head when social media was going on, I was like, I don't want to do that. I didn't
Yeah.
love it because I wasn't touring. So it wasn't like I was trying to build an audience
Yeah.
to come see me because I didn't care because I wasn't going out. But now all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I want to go do the road. I'm trying to book some road gigs. And everybody's like, well, you have to have a following. And so I've kind of embraced it in a weird way. And all of a sudden now I'm starting to enjoy it. And it's become an outlet for my comedy. So I'm not the best at posting about like, hey, I'm at Trader Joe's. Look at me. Like I don't do that. Like I will either write a monologue or improvise a
Please,
bit or do a
please don't.
character and
Please
be try
don't.
to be funny, but
Please.
I'm
If
not.
I ever see you at Trader Joe's,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
post one and
leave a
tag you.
terrible
I'm gonna go,
comment.
hey,
No, your
mangoes on sale.
your
Like, I
your
don't.
videos are hilarious
You're kind.
because I think, and again, I'm a very sarcastic guy. I come from Philly,
Of
and
course.
everything you do on those are just they're so sarcastic and they're
Yeah,
so funny.
they're biting. I have and it's funny. My kids, their friends. My daughter told me yesterday. She goes, her friend. I won't say her name. She's a little scared of you because she doesn't understand your sarcasm. Because a lot of times I'm so deadpan. Like the kid will come over here and she'll go to eat something horrible. I go. you shouldn't eat that. It's bad for you. Like I'll be a little scary to her, and then I have to go up later and go, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm
Right,
just.
right, right.
But she doesn't. I mean, she's 10. She doesn't understand it, and so I have to be careful sometimes because, and my wife says the same thing. She goes, nobody knows you're joking.
Well,
They don't
you
know.
know what? Do you mind? I don't want to talk, but I watched a video today. I think you just put it up about your daughter's playing soccer
Yes.
and she didn't score.
No.
I think the team won, but she didn't score.
That was the joke. I mean, it's all. It's
Hey,
all
well, but hey, I thought to myself, Father of the Year.
people. Have you? Did you read the comments? The half the people were like, "I'm not even sure. Is he joking?" Like nobody. I play it dead straight.
Well,
I'm
tell them about it if you
I'm
don't
posting
mind.
another one this afternoon about how I'm going to start doing growth hormones with my daughter. Because you got to do growth hormones. I go down to Mexico. I go to the pharmacia. I get some growth hormones. I'm selling them to the other parents because let's face facts. It's about size and speed, and you can't. You got to buy them. And people are like, "Wait, is he joking? Is he doing growth hormone?" I posted another one about
So
yeah
you're
about
no wait, no, pump the brakes for a second, Jamie. So you're actually going to give the daughter growth hormones. They're not for you. They're for her to be a better soccer player.
yes. Well, they say Lionel Messi had a growth disorder when he was young, and they gave him
So
growth hormone. And
well, and you didn't tell him, and I don't. I'm just gonna. You're not feeding her. If she doesn't score, you don't feed her. You
no,
make
that's
her
a fine.
go sleep. You keep
Yeah,
her up all night, sleep deprivation.
we do sleep deprivation. I don't feed her. We're doing a training regimen now where I put rocks in her shoes so she learns how to run with pain. And we did another thing where I what I do is I drive around the neighborhood and I've tied her to the back of the car to make her so she has to run. And we'll probably do like 10, 12 miles, nothing too extensive. And I'll just drag her behind the car. Listen, I'm not going like 30 miles an hour. I'll go,
15.
7, 8, yeah, maybe up to
Okay.
15. If she starts cooking, yeah, I'll get up to 15 miles an hour for sure.
Okay. So in other words, if this stand-up thing doesn't take off, you're going to create the super soccer star.
Oh, I'm starting a camp. I'll for $5,000. I'll trust me. I'll train your kid. I'm like the Bobby Knight school.
Poppy Knight. Yeah.
Listen. You can say what you want about Bobby Knight choking kids, but that dude was a winner. And maybe honestly,
Oh my
that kid.
God.
Listen, as a parent, maybe that kid needed to be choked. Let's face facts. Some children need a good choking
I
to
don't
motivate them. Like every kid's different. Some kids you got to candy coat and go, you're good, you're good, you're good. Other kids, you got to choke them or they're not going to reach their true potential.
I think I think now that you mentioned that, I did see another where you're yelling.
Dude,
You're
I
yelling.
know. I know.
And
Listen,
your buddy's like telling you, back her down, hot rod, back her
dude,
down.
Boston is worse than I think Boston's more angry than Philly is.
I have some friends from Boston, but now I disagree.
Really?
Oh, Philly, listen, we threw snowballs at Santa Claus. I
That's
lived in
listen.
Philadelphia.
uh,
You
Are you
have
in?
to swear if you live in Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to swear.
My first special I filmed in Boston,
I
and
saw a clip about trying not to swear in Boston.
yeah, 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 I was trying not to swear, and I was like, "You gotta hit your kids. You gotta hit your fucking kids. Come on, guy, dude. If you're not a fighter in Boston, you're not gonna make it. You got
Philadelphia the same way.
yeah.
I'm telling
Maybe
you.
you
Have
just
you?
have like
You
a
know.
UFC match where it's just
We're gonna get to your comedy minute. I love you. I love you. I think you're great. But you mentioned football. Are you a Patriots fan? Is that what it is, or a
so
Rams?
no, no. I'm a Boston guy. Even though I've lived here way longer, I'm still like I don't hate the Rams. I don't hate the Dodgers, but
Well, that's good
as
because
a
Eagles just beat them last week.
I know, boy, the Eagles are the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's what I'll tell you about the Patriots. Like, we had a good run. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You
Like,
did. You
like
did.
historically, no one's gonna have a run like that. Like, it was almost greedy of the amount of Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
yeah.
We win 6, and how many were we in? Like 12.
Yeah,
I don't know. We won a
Belichick
lot.
and yeah, my God,
Like,
Brady. Yeah,
here's what's crazy. We would win a couple Super Bowls in a row or whatever. And then the next year, like we lost in the AFC championship game. And guys from Boston would be like, come on, man, what are you doing? And you're like, dude, and
yeah,
once the Red Sox won against the Yankees in 2004, I I relaxed. I was pretty good. And then we won four in that decade with the Red Sox. Celtics won. I
yeah,
grew up winning with Larry Bird. Then I even
yeah,
won with Garnett and Pierce. The Bruins win every few years. And
yeah,
so I don't get aggro about it. I'm like, I'll watch the games. I think the Sox are gonna make the playoffs. They're
yeah.
close, right? It's a game or
I
two.
saw the Yankees just clinched.
They clinched and Seattle clinched.
Well,
You know
I'm
who
an
they forget
Orioles
about the
fan.
guy?
I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan.
Yeah, and the Ravens. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
don't like the Ravens. I hate the
Oh, you
Ravens.
know. Okay.
Eagles, Eagles.
Well, I hear your accent and you got a little Balmer in there,
Oh,
don't you?
stop it! Don't, oh, geez, stop it, meathead. Look, we got to get to it. We're going to get to your comedy minute in a second, but
Wait,
I want
that's
to
it?
make
We're done? We're already at the minute?
we're good. What else do you want to talk about? You told me to keep quiet. I'm trying to keep quiet. I think I
I'm
listen.
always going to be
I
the
think I
guest who told you to
covered
keep
pretty much.
quiet.
What did I miss?
I don't know. What else is there to talk about?
We want to talk about the price of eggs in Egypt. We can talk about that.
How about the price of eggs
We could
here?
talk about Jimmy Kimmel if you want.
Nah,
Yeah, I don't do any political,
me
any
neither.
kind of current. I can't watch the news. It's like two
I
different
will say
muscles. It's
about that. Can't
it's
like
two
can't, I'm
different things. It's two.
I,
It really is.
I'm all for freedom of speech. It goes both ways. But I will say that I loved Carson didn't choose a
Yeah,
side. Like it wasn't a political rant. It was more about like, hey, everyone's had a rough day. What if
yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
just try to relax and come down and tell some jokes and stuff, as opposed to like everything's a rant about
Well, if they did
politics and
one
sound
back
bites.
in the day, Johnny Carson and Letterman and stuff. If they did one, they went the other way too.
They did.
They didn't go
Which
all left or all right. They
I
would do
know.
one or two and go back and forth.
It's funny too because growing up in New Hampshire and Boston, and then living in LA, I've seen both sides of the
Oh yeah,
spectrum, and I've traveled extensively around the world in the
sure.
Navy. And it's so funny because I always think that we are being, it's conquer and divide. Like, isn't it weird that the elections always come up like 51, like it's so evenly split? And yet, I would argue most of us are on the same side. We're just trying to
Yeah,
get through the day, raise our
yeah,
kids,
yeah, yeah,
not blow. Like, I feel like there's 5% crazies left, 5% on the right, and the rest
yeah,
of us really just like
yeah,
almost being divided instead of going. And so when I do comedy, it's mostly stuff like
yeah,
I try to bring people together and
yeah.
and go like, hey, we're trying to raise two kids, man. I don't have time for other insanity.
Exactly. Yeah,
Time for this garbage. It's like I got a 12-year-old I got to pick up, take her to soccer practice. Then we have high school night. The other one's going to karate
yeah.
practice. We got to get our homework done. I'm getting grade alerts. She's trying to read Ricky Tikki Tavi. I'm like, I'm trying to do math. I got no time for that stuff.
Jamie, I'm just trying to bring joy to people's lives.
That's it, baby. That's why, yes, that's
No,
what I
and
love.
I'll give you this, and we're going to do your comedy minute. But I worked in the music business, and I give these people this line to a lot of people. It's a song by Squeeze, and the line is, "What crumbs of joy can I steal from this day?
What song is that from?
Everything in the world but you." So,
Ah,
some fantastic place, I think, is the name of the record. I
I
know
saw
music too. I've
Squeeze,
I've met the guys. I've been with, Glenn and
Tilbrook.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I got to Paul Carrick. I got to meet Paul, and we'll talk. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see with Ringo
that's
Starr and
amazing.
all the artists I've been with.
I saw them in '81 at the
Love
Club
Squeeze.
Casino in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire,
As good
and
as good gets.
so good. And Pulling Muscles from a Shell
Yeah.
and Up
Well,
the
real quick, we're
Joneses.
going to get to your comment minute, but I shouldn't say this, but Kathy Ladman has a show called Cradle to Grave, and there's a song by Squeeze called Cradle to the Grave, and I sent it to her, and I
I
think
know it.
she's using it. She
I
liked it.
well,
So,
I'm envious of that because I love the music industry more than anything. But yeah.
okay.
All right,
Well,
let's
we'll
do
we'll
a.
chat off the air, but we
Okay,
got no time. We got to do it.
here we go.
Jamie Kaler, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
All right. So I'm watching your other people. It's always like one little piece of your life
Nope,
in the
you go,
comedy.
you do whatever you want, my friend.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
your call.
absolutely, absolutely. And so it's funny because I was trying to think of all the, there's been the amazing moments of like doing the Montreal Comedy Festival and doing late night TV and the heart
Right,
racing. And there's also the beginning era of being dragged out as a, driving 6 hours to eat a pile of crap and then have
right,
to drive back 6 hours, like those shows.
right.
But there was one like we used to do here in LA. I kind of started here on the West Side and we would do like every bar in town. I remember doing comedy at a maitre d' station, youth hostel where people didn't speak English. There was one at Lucky Strike's bowling alley. There was a show at a laundromat. Like people were doing laundry and we were standing in the corner doing a show. It was absolute insanity.
Okay.
Insanity. But the best was they tried to do a show at a strip club in Beverly Hills, kind of a fancy strip club. And we're all like, yeah, yeah, I'll do that. It sounds fun. Because we're thinking like Lenny Bruce, Shecky Green back in the day
Right.
between like, the strippers up in San Francisco and they'd get up and tell jokes. And it was like we had this romantic thought of it or whatever. And so we all show up. There's no audience. There's like a couple of dudes and the strippers. And the strippers, it was supposed to go like a stripper, then a comic, then a stripper, then a comic, then a stripper. And the only people watching the shows really were the strippers. And so it's so horrible. Everybody's bombing. The strippers are yelling at them. It's going horrible. Holly Hollywood, I think, was one of them. I don't know. So I finally get up on stage, and I went late, so I'm already there, and we're drinking. I got a couple drinks under my belt, and I'm trying to like I don't have an act. It was early in my career. I didn't really have a great act anyway, and so I try to tell some jokes, and before I can even get like the first line out, the strippers just start yelling out, show us your dick. That's it. That's all they yell. They're just yelling at me the whole time. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, 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 whatever. I'm telling a joke or whatever. And they just keep yelling, show us your dick. Show us your dick. And I'm like, hey, ladies, please, everybody, focus for 2 seconds. Let me just do my act and get out of here. And they keep yelling it at me. So finally, I'm just getting pissed. I'm bombing. It's really kind of painful. And I go, fine. Yes, fine. Here we go. I'll show it to you. And I turn away from them so
Uh,
they can't see. And
okay.
I pull my pants down and I go, there, are you happy? And I'm looking over my shoulder at them. And, they can't see anything because I'm facing the other way. And they all start laughing. And then one goes, hey, ding dong, look behind you. It's
There's a
all
mirror.
mirrors.
I
The
knew it was
whole
a
back
mirror.
of
I
the
knew it.
stage
I knew
was
it.
mirrors. I was like,
I
no.
knew it. I knew it.
Saw it coming a
I've been to
mile.
a strip club or two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, your
Yeah,
strip.
that's a great story.
And
That was
so
fantastic.
and then I just was off stage, and the girls were laughing at me, and it was just an absolute train wreck. Yeah,
I've had someone else on that did a strip club show and it didn't go too good. Almost
that's
the same thing.
it. Kind of gives you a little bit. Although I think back in the day of like Lenny Bruce, like the audience was probably a little
Yeah.
more receptive to it because it was such a new medium, maybe per
Yeah.
se. But I'm sure that those shows were unbelievably painful for all the comics trying to tell jokes between women taking their clothes off.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording so we can spend a minute off the air. Thank you so much.
Are you kidding, dude? It was a blast. It was a
I had a
blast.
wonderful time. Hold on a second.